Hey, are you looking to change your safety culture? Because we have On The Job on with us next, and they are using gamification to change the way you learn. Welcome to an extra special episode. We are going to play some games today. We have On The Job on set with us. We have Peter Gammel, the president, and we have Kate Marlow, the VP of Learning and Customer Experience. So welcome, guys.
Thank you.
So what are we doing?
Yeah, today we are going to take you through we're going to take you through our game, a version of our game. We wanted to show off not just what the On The Job platform can do, but our newest platform release, which is a specific style of game called On The Job Incident.
Okay.
It's all about taking an incident that happens on the workplace, whether it's an incident report or something that you observed happen, creating a story or creating a scenario out of it and distributing it to your team to learn. Okay. We're gonna play through that today. Now, this specific incident was made in partnership with one of our partners in Tactic Systems. They also have a graphic designer on set who's created some really great illustrations specifically for this game. So not only are we playing this new style, we're also seeing some boutique illustration, which is pretty exciting.
And we've got it up on our phones here.
So you can do mobile or on your desktop?
Yeah. What we're gonna do today is we're gonna play through a solo game. So typically how it would work is I have an incident at work, I go through and I create the scenario in the On The Job platform. It might take me, I don't know, what do you say, Peter, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to create a scenario? And it can be distributed to users. It gets distributed to users to play on their own. So just like Caitlin and Adam are doing here, they would access it on their phone, or like Peter's doing here, they'd access it on their computer. They'd play independently. Today, though, we're going to try to play as a group, see if we can make it a little bit more appropriate for a podcast.
So we're not competing against each other?
Oh, we sure are competing.
You absolutely are. You want to put something down?
Oh, yeah.
You're a gamer.
I'm a gamer. I mean, do we want to make this interesting, Peter?
Or you want to put a little cash down? Sure.
How
about your car? What are you driving?
No, let's easy mode. Easy mode. That's my mom mobile, okay? I got kids to think about, but I think that the loser buys beers.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah?
I'm in.
I was going to put Arden's gimbal on the line.
Oh, easy. Hey, you can't just... Poor Arden. Poor Arden. Poor Arden. Throwing your gear away here, man.
Fantastic. Do you want to get started?
Yeah, we do. Let's do it.
All right, so I've got my screen up here, and I think this is what the audience is going to see also. So what I've done is I've navigated to On The Job's My Learning platform. This is where learners log in. They select what they want to play.
Okay.
This game is called On The Job Incident Showcase, Who's Watching Out For Me? So go ahead and click through that.
Okay. I hit play.
Fantastic. We hit play. All right. A bunch of competing demands led to a pressure cooker on site. I was faced with a very difficult choice. Should I proceed into an unsafe work situation?
No. Okay, I'm done.
All right, well, let's see if there's a little bit more to learn.
I gotta buy beers now.
Oh my gosh. All right, so here's our introduction. We're gonna give you a little bit of context that might change that no into a maybe, okay?
Okay.
All right, so our section of a multi-project roadside job had just wrapped up and we were tearing down the site.
Okay.
Though the sites adjacent to us were still active. I was looking forward to moving to a different job. We were 8 weeks into drought conditions. The site was dry, windy, and dusty. So this is a roadside construction job. And Caitlin, I know you might have a little bit of insider knowledge as to how that works.
Yeah. Where's the water trucks, man?
Exactly.
We gotta get this dust down.
Exactly. So our storyteller today is Jane. She's a single mother of 3. She's had 6 years of experience in the industry, but she's only been with Acme Co., her company here, for about 3 months. You start this game with 100 points, but each of you needs at least 180 points to pass. When you make correct selections, you'll get points. Okay. When you make incorrect selections, you might lose a couple.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I'm so gonna win this.
Let's play through.
Can I press the arrow button?
Yeah, press the arrow button. That will always advance you through.
Look at the scene map.
Yeah, click on scene 1.
Scene 1.
All right.
Action. Oh, sorry, Arden, that's your job.
Yeah, can I just add something?
Yep.
Just as the viewers are looking at the screenshot. You can have any kind of content in this, video, audio, attachments of any sort to support the gaming process with information that you might need as you carry on. This is just an illustration that Kate's inputted.
You've got it.
Okay.
All right. Our only shore box was loaded and ready to go to another site when my supervisor, Dale, noticed that a valve inside the trench needed a quick repair before we closed the excavation. It would have been a 15-minute job. Dale asked me to fix the valve as part of my duties for the day. All right, so press on that arrow button. It's going to bring us to some questions.
Okay.
First, was there a questionable choice hidden in this scene? No, yes, more than one, yes, or yes, but before the story began.
See, not so easy, right?
We hit you with the critical thinking right away.
Right.
Wait, can we get some like Jeopardy music?
Who's going to do that?
Oh,
Who's got the voice, Kate?
that's okay. Arden can put it in.
So is there a questionable choice?
Yes, before the story began, was there a questionable choice? Yes, there was a questionable choice.
Okay, now before you press submit,
I didn't press it yet.
okay, if you're really, really confident, you can double your points.
Ooh, it's like betting!
Yeah, we've got a couple
Okay.
double ups. So you just click on that little ×2 at the
×2.
bottom next to submit answer if you're confident. Then you submit your answer. Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm not going to double up. This one is a tricky question.
Okay.
Tricky
You
question.
got me thinking
I'm
about.
doubling up.
Me too.
All right, let's see.
I'm going after Caitlin. Oh, he's my nemesis.
All right, submit your answer. Let's see.
Yes.
All right.
Oh yeah, Peter, it's on, buddy.
How you doing, Adam?
I got it right. I got it right.
Nice work. Nice work. Trust yourself, man.
Yeah.
Many mistakes led to this point. Regardless, I shouldn't have been asked to engage in unsafe work. We're going to learn a little bit more about what those
shouldn't have.
mistakes were. No, should not have been asked to
Absolutely.
engage. For sure. All right, click that blue button.
Like to add in the feedback section, you can also have any kind of content and media.
Cool.
So why do you think the choice was made? And what we're doing here is we're ranking. You're going to rank these answers by dragging them. So the most relevant answer is you're going to drag that up to the top.
See, I like this part of it, right? Because the previous question was like, yeah, something's fishy. I can't put my finger on it.
Yeah.
But now it's challenging me to like, well, what was it? Right? You can't just guess.
Wow, this is tough.
So is it overconfidence, not knowing better, or competing priorities?
It's all three.
Yeah, is
but
it
what do
all
you think the
three?
top one is? I know what I'm going for. As long as I beat Caitlin.
Welcome to my life, Peter.
I can't. Because the last two are kind of contradicting, right?
Like, was it
I want to
competing?
debate with these guys.
Yeah, okay, so.
All right.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk
Yeah.
about it.
All right. My view of it is it's always been done that way. That it was almost like the guy there was no question as to whether you'd do it or not. And that was the overarching cultural experience.
Interesting.
But rush performance, for sure, that's a factor, right? You got 15 minutes. Not knowing any better, well, they do know better. So I'd go overconfidence, competing priorities, and not knowing any better in that order. What would you
I
do?
don't know. I like the competing priorities.
Yeah?
Because if they weren't rushed at all, they
Right.
would unpack the shore box. They would reshore and they would go down. So like, they haven't always done it that way. They have a shore box. They know that a shore box needs to be. So I say competing priorities, maybe overconfidence, and then lack of experience.
All right. Shall we go head to head on this?
Yeah. I'm
What
gonna
do
go-
you with Peter? Yeah, of course you're with Peter.
No,
Yeah, well, the guys stick together. of course.
because competing priorities happen. There's always a stressor that pushes you to make a decision, but like underlying your culture is, what's going to fend that off,
Sure.
right?
I'm with Adam.
Yeah, but I mean, like everybody's excuse. So when I do root cause analysis, everybody's excuse always first is, well, I had to get it out on time.
Yeah.
I had to do it on time. It's your first one. Well, why? Well, we've always made that little thing. Well, why? Well, I don't know. Nothing wrong's ever happened. It's always the thought process that happens in a root cause analysis.
What I like about this is I don't think any of us are wrong.
Okay, let's find out.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Submit.
I'm right.
You're right. Oh.
Caitlin got it.
I kicked.
It's impressive. So here's where a little bit more about the story gets revealed. Dale initially asked me to proceed without the shore box because he was getting pressure from the higher ups. That being said, it's pretty typical on a work site to cut safety corners. It's always been done that way. So to Peter's point, we're all right. Caitlin was just the most right.
That's enough for
Beer's
Caitlin.
tasting good, Peter.
Right? Okay.
All right, if you were Dale, would you have made a different choice at the time?
Yes.
You know, I'm going to be honest. I would say probably not, because I'm just go along with the flow. I'm just being honest, and I think a lot of people actually experience that.
That's
Right.
that. I like that
There's a
honesty.
difference between, well, yeah, I should have now that I see it, but I'm not. I'm Dale. I'm in the day-to-day doing it. Would have I really honestly done anything different than he did? If, you know,
This is important data.
This is important data.
yeah.
Sorry, I would, because I challenge authority all the time. You can ask all my bosses, my principals. It was a.
This is why you're an entrepreneur.
This is probably, yeah, no one wanted to have to deal with me. But so my husband called me one day. They had asked him to drive a grader over a bridge, and the grader, like the bridge even had the weight rating on it, and his grader was probably 3 times that amount. And he called me and goes, what do? I said, you refuse to go across it. And I said, I guarantee you there's an engineering factor in there, but you don't know that, and it's not your call to make, and you do not go across that bridge. And he got yelled at. He got yelled at and felt pressured to go across that bridge, and he did. He quit the next day.
Good for him.
He did it though.
Still, it's the moral dilemmas.
It's the moral, this is the stuff we face every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it. Okay, here we go. Submit answer.
All right, create an
Thanks.
answer.
So this wasn't a point answer.
No.
This was just a, hey, how are you
How are you
feeling?
feeling?
And
Yeah.
this is an interesting, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No,
Peter.
you go.
Oh, I was just going to say this is an interesting point of data for whoever is running this scenario, for the
Totally.
administrators or authors to say, look, 90% of our workforce believes that they would have done it that way because it's always been done that way. Or 90% of our workforce believes, no, I wouldn't do that. I would stand up. You know, we're starting to gain some pretty valuable insights about where our workforce lies in terms of those moral dilemmas.
And the whole idea behind this questioning theme is to put the learner through this cascading process of deep reflection. So not only discover what could go wrong, but how confident they are in their reaction to what would go wrong, and what is their circumstances that would contradict what the
Right.
policy is suggesting you do. It's really important.
So,
It's forced me to ask myself some pretty hard questions.
right.
Sure.
Right?
Well, and so, but from a, like, so is that like an anonymous answer? Like the company wouldn't know that the company knows I've passed and this is my score, right? But I answered that, and if I want to answer, is that an anonymous one?
It is.
Ooh, I like that. Because now I can be real honest, right? Like you said, I had to, because if you think that your company's watching you, right? Big brother there, you'd be like, yeah, of course I would have done something differently. But now you can say, this is an anonymous question. I better answer real time, right?
Yep.
Right.
Cool, I love it.
All right, let's move on.
Yes.
So just as a reminder, we've been talking for a little bit, as a reminder to the audience out there, Shorebox was loaded and ready to go. Dale asked Jane to go into the trench, do a 15-minute job, and he was in this position of having to make that ask or feeling like he had to because he was receiving a lot of pressure at work or pressure from his higher ups. So instead of asking Jane to go into the trench and proceed with unsafe work, what action should he have taken instead? That is our next question.
I don't think there was anything to investigate at that point. I don't think it's investigate. So it's either adjust the plan or physical action.
I mean, his boss told him to get it done. I would think he has the authority to reshore.
It's a physical action, right? The plan is still the same, do the things, get it done. But he could have reshored.
Ooh, is physical action a reshore or readjust a plan? Is it, or you know what I meant?
Right.
What's the best answer? I think the question is.
Ooh, maybe I'm not going to double down on this.
I'm doubling down.
Oh, you're trying to catch up. Oh, you sneaky, sneaky.
I'm doubling down on adjust the plan. Shall we go?
Okay, I'm gonna go with physical action then.
I
Okay.
need to adjust the plan, double down.
They were both right.
yes.
They were both right. Good job, Adam. You got it too.
Oh, it's
Dale?
either. Oh,
Dale should have asked for the shore box to be unloaded. That could be a physical action. It could be adjusting the plan, either or. Sometimes there's not one right path.
Cool.
So here's an interesting opportunity too for users to then anonymously give feedback on this whole situation. Do you see it differently? If you see it differently, if you see, well, here's what Dale should have done, or here's what Dale's supervisor should have done, or here's what Jane should have done, you would have an opportunity to put that in that box, and that information goes to the organization or goes to the author of the scenario.
And that's precisely what you were talking about earlier in the earlier episode, Adam. It's about giving the worker the opportunity to be a part of the solution. If they see that there's actually something that should be said here because of the culture, because of there's a gap in the policy, this is their opportunity to present that information.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. So the corporation gets that feedback, they readjust, they can build off of it, they can take
now-
it and,
If you run the scenarios, and now you know how to improve your safety
Yep,
program.
absolutely.
Pretty slick. Okay.
All right, last scene. After a few horrible moments, I realized that the avalanche of dirt had stopped. My legs and hands were buried. Emergency services needed to extract me from the rubble, and I was rushed to the hospital with a broken leg. I was really lucky. It could have been so much worse.
Ooh, bonus round.
Yeah, you all unlocked the bonus round. Nice work, nice work. One more question before you're done.
Okay.
What do you think is the most valuable thing I learned from this experience? Should I ensure that my next employer has an ironclad safety policy? Should I be on alert for a disconnect between my employer's safety policy and a workforce pressure to put profits above people? Or is it that being safe on site is my own responsibility?
That's tough, right?
well, I mean, all of them are
All good
right,
lessons.
but which one's the most right? What are the most
Which one's the
valuable,
most
valuable thing?
I think I'm going to go with being safe on site is my responsibility. Well, see, now I'm questioning that. Because I should have never been in that situation to begin with. That's not my fault. My choice was my fault, but
So this friction is what I really love
Yeah.
about the game, because it's exactly contradicting existing beliefs.
so it's not all on me, right?
No, wait, I would choose be alert for the disconnect between my employer's safety policy and worksite pressure to put profits before people, but being alert isn't necessarily leading to better action, is it?
Maybe. I mean, it's a good indicator, but she's already feeling pressure from her kids to have a job. She already had that pressure. So I agree with you, right? Like, you could be alert to it, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to say, I'm not gonna get in there. So, I mean, if it's different when it's push
Yeah.
comes to shove, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus like, hey, am I gonna take this job? And you don't know that there's a disconnect. And you might be on alert to it and you might be like, oh, that doesn't sit right. Well, I'm not gonna quit because it doesn't sit right. I'm gonna quit because you're pushing me to do it. Like, it's push comes to
Yeah,
shove. I don't know.
If this actually happened to me, the next time anybody asks me to do anything, you better
Better
bet your ass
believe.
I'm going to dig my heels in, right?
For sure.
For sure.
So
For
it's
sure.
on me.
All right.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
going
I'll
with
change
that.
my answer. No, incorrect. Be alert was correct.
So this was Jane, and her name has been changed to protect her in such a public forum. But her recollection of this is that she wouldn't have been in this position if her company hadn't insisted on putting profits above their people. She did end up leaving this company after the incident and finding a company that had a proven track record for making sure that how they treated their people on site was in line with their safety policy. So for her, that was the most valuable experience.
Interesting.
So you didn't put the betting feature in here?
No, I did not put the betting fee.
Oh, I
What?
love that feature.
I thought I did it pretty well, but it says I didn't pass.
I didn't pass either.
Oh no.
Neither did I.
Wow.
What were your points though?
159.
137.
153.
Oh.
Adam's the.
I kind of
I was going to say Dale's the winner.
Dale's the winner. No, Dale is not the winner, I think we decided. Okay, so Adam buys beers.
So what happens now?
Is that-
So
is
we
that
didn't
how that
pass. We didn't pass. Do we have to take it again to select our answers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you would go through, you would play again.
But
And you,
I feel like I learned a lot.
right? Because it made
Yeah.
you go through this thought process of how I do it. And so going through it again would be like kind of reinforcing the journey, right?
Precisely.
I love it. So who's buying beers? Adam's buying beers. Yeah, I thought that's how it worked, right? We said winner buys beers.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now I feel like.
I like really expensive beer.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Champagne for us?
Yeah, that sounds
great. Okay, let's do it.
Well, I'm really curious to dive in at the next episode when we talk about those data collecting points that we did, because that's really, really interesting. But in the meantime, how do we get hold of you guys?
Yeah, if somebody wants to play or
Yeah.
create,
Well, the website is onthejob.ai, and you can reach me at peter@onthejob.ai, or my phone number is 403-870-8119. We'd love to chat about your challenges.
Excellent. See you next time, guys.